Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's Valerie, otherwise known as Chick Picker, and we have Poplar Picker gracing our presence.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody.
How's everyone doing?
I suppose I should turn the show on YouTube so I can see what everybody's saying.
Staying warm. Nikki's trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me go to the chat too. Do that.
Want to run?
Whoa. Good morning.
That was your ad. Good morning, Dave, Hank, Steampunk Town, Great Lake States. Hank was watching last night.
Wasn't that hilarious? That is a great saying. I love that saying. Somebody needs to make a shirt. I'm telling you. I'm gonna kill this phone because I hate
Anything
that
is
ringtone.
possible, one stroke at a time.
That's right. That is correct.
Zentangle is some kind of drawing technique.
What?
I said it's called Zentangle, some kind of drawing technique.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
your book.
My book, where I got the quote from. And when Nikki was telling about hubby running out there in his jammies and fishing.
Oh my gosh.
Well, at least you got mother's mustache. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for
I know
watching.
Shantae left a thing on there, a comment saying that we're not allowed to do the late nights anymore. We have to only do them on Fridays and Saturdays.
Yeah, it was fun last night. Just getting in there and doing a little improv hangout and
Yeah.
everything. I do need to do a what do you call it? Unboxing. I need to do an unboxing of Barb's stuff, and Deb's stuff should actually be coming here pretty quick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The
I was like, we can already do Debbie and Max, but I forgot about Deb's
treasures.
treasures. Yeah.
So
My wrist is really sore this morning. Must have slept on it wrong. So I was telling Valerie, everybody, my dad's in the hospital. You guys know it. It's nothing. I mean, it's not real serious now. He's fine. But just has to get better is all. But I was woke up this morning by his ringtone on my phone, and when I got up and looked at my phone, he never called. Hi, Sassy. So that was kind of weird. I need to explain that.
He must have been thinking about you or something.
Look at my cut that Lugnut gave me the other day. Look how big that is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. He scratched me.
You put some Neosporin on that. That looks horrible.
I'm going to have to go in and get his nails clipped. I was only 44 minutes into the show just now. I was awake. I don't know how I missed the alert. I would have enjoyed. Yeah, it was a little slow in the beginning. I mean, because it was pretty much just me and Valerie and just a few other people. But then when we were getting ready to go to bed, everybody starts showing up. We're like, oh, like I was just thinking about going to bed, but we stayed on for till what time? Like 12:30.
It was like 12:30, yeah.
Yeah, or close to. Yep. Well, we're usually up till midnight, anyways, most of the time, so not that big of a deal.
Yeah. That's my normal.
Yeah.
That's my normal bedtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, midnight. Midnight, and I wake up at 5. For the most part, I'll wake up at 5.
Yeah, I'm usually awake around 5:30 ish usually. I meet with the tax guy today. Yay. Fun. Yeah, Central Time.
Yep.
Well, Valerie, of course, is because she's like in the center of the United States.
I'm right smack dab in the center.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
When I worked my 9 to 5, I was usually in bed by usually 9:30, 10 o'clock. But yeah, then I would usually get up at 4:30. And I know it sounds crazy, but I would get up at 4:30 and, get stuff done around the house, get the the dogs taken care of and everything, and then I would work on my eBay usually until about probably about 6:30, and then I would get up and get ready and get out the door by 7 o'clock. So
I don't usually do shows that late, but my husband's been staying at my dad's the last couple nights to take care of his dog. So
yeah,
Henry's not by himself, and then so I thought, well, the cat's away, the mice must play, right?
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, 4:30 is a hard time. I just started 5 a.m. I love time alone, but it is rough. It's still rough. Yeah, and I'm not saying I don't do that. I try to do it every day. My alarm's set for 5, but a lot of the time I'll look at it. I'll wake up and I'll look at the phone and I'll turn the alarm off and go back to sleep.
Yeah.
So at least I have the option to do that.
Hmm.
Yeah, Hank, you need to call your dentist and let him
Yeah.
know that it's irritating you. Because I mean, the whole thing is, to be able to, fill that spot. It shouldn't be like irritating you.
Yeah. How long ago did she have that done?
It's just recent, like I think last week, maybe this week.
Yeah, but she
Um,
should start being. She should start feeling better. Even if
right.
it still bothers her a little bit, it shouldn't be bothering her that bad. I can't believe how bad it is.
Yeah, she said she did call yesterday, and they said, well, it's probably just because you're not used to it. Well, no shit,
Oh, the day
Sherlock.
before yesterday. Okay, it was the day before yesterday. Didn't you just have? Didn't you just have recent dentist something or other? Bill, a little while ago. I thought.
Who,
I thought she
Hank?
did. Yeah.
Yeah, because they were getting ready for this implant
Oh, okay.
because they have to like,
For
it
stretch.
sounds crazy, but they have to like drill into your jawbone so they
Oh.
can put the screw in so the implant
Oh, she had
stays.
those done. Oh, hi, Chris.
And yeah,
Ugh,
and they
ugh.
screwed and cemented, then cemented. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Oh,
And the thing
ugh.
is she hadn't had anything in that spot for a while,
Yeah.
right? So I mean, when you're not used to it, when you've got that, you know, yeah.
Oh. I've heard about those, and I thought, oh God, that I don't know if I can handle that with the screws.
That's a lot.
That's the ones where you can screw out the teeth. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, it'd be nice to have like a more permanent thing than like a partial or something, but I don't
Yeah.
know. That seems like a lot of
And
pain.
as much trouble as you have with, because
Ugh.
she has like baby teeth that she didn't lose. Like she didn't
Mm,
have adult teeth,
yeah.
in some spots. And so, or maybe in all spots, I don't know. But truthfully, if you've got that much trouble, I think I'd just have them all pulled.
Oh.
That would be my
So,
decision.
so what was the big deal that that you had baby teeth? I don't see what, or were they bothering you?
I guess they were kind of uh, over to the side, and they were just,
Oh,
you know, they came in wrong.
mm,
They filed down to get the bite right. I'm so irritated. I want to rip it out.
I bet. Sorry you're going through that, Hank.
There is
I
nothing there is nothing worse than waking up with mouth pain.
Yeah.
I have mouth pain pretty much all the time because I have TMJ. So my jaw is constantly sore. It's just
Oh,
it feels like, you know, it's just really rough. She said one of the baby teeth rotted and had to be cut
oh,
out.
oh, oh.
Yeah.
Years ago, so it had big empty spot for years. All my teeth around it twisted and dropped above my. Oh. I see.
Yeah. Maybe you need to find another dentist.
So
I don't know.
this new fake tooth is adult size to fill gap. The opposite side is still small baby tooth.
Yeah. Seems like they would have made everything, you know, even.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a dentist, so I can't really recommend anything, but I'd almost go and get a second opinion from another dentist if you can do that. Maybe they got a better idea. That's just me, though. I don't want to say I'm kind of
Oh,
skeptical, but I'm not, I don't always trust one person's opinion
yeah,
on things. I want to get somebody else's opinion to make sure that it's correct. I'm not a dentist. So
yeah,
I want to make sure that they're telling me the right thing because they could, tell me the sky's black and.
yeah. You see, Great Lakes State says, have you seen the guy who is repurposing flatware store cases for fountain pen chests? He buys them for 20 or 30 and sells them for 200. No, I haven't seen him.
Wow. Huh.
Who is he? Because I got a whole bunch of old flatware cases that are crappy. And I keep saying I'm gonna resurface them so that they look nice, but never did. Well, I don't have a whole bunch of them, but I got 5 or 6 of them.
Huh. That's interesting. And some of those cases can be pretty, it can be pretty
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Hank said she'd been dousing tongue and
Oh,
mouth with Orajel. Yeah, I agree. He is sheltered underscore pen.
Uh,
He resurfaces them. He buys crappy and nice ones. Huh.
it's-
It's pretty cool, what people can, refurbish.
yeah. Yeah, I've thought of resurfacing mine, but um, yeah, who's got the time to get into all that?
This February, we're celebrating
Sorry.
Black History Month by honoring those.
Jesus. Open up YouTube. That's what happens. Sorry.
Good morning. Good morning, OJ. What about that entrance? That was pretty cool, huh?
Hi, OJ.
It's Friday.
Yeah, it is all day.
Hopefully it'll be a good sale day. I have a good feeling about this weekend. I don't know why, but I just do. I think it's going to be a kicking weekend.
Oh, I'm not finding the guy. So
That'll wake you up, won't it? Uh, Yup. Indeed, indeed.
yeah, I don't see it.
Huh. Sheltered underscore pen.
SHELT.
ERED
Yeah, and then pen.
underscore underscore.
Yeah, I did that, and all that came up was Farmer P.
Huh.
And then I just tried sheltered pen, and I still can't find him.
Hank said she's going to need more of that music to distract her.
Hopefully, you won't get like a thing. Well, it's a YouTube thing, so hopefully, you won't get.
It should be fine. I think there's a minimum. There, Great Lakes States put the link in.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, it's right at the bottom.
Oh, I thought you meant he was on YouTube. Oh,
That's what I thought you meant to.
that's why I couldn't find him.
Mother's mustache. I'm so glad you're back on TV. You recover fast from being sick. I am a horrible, horrible patient and horrible at being sick. I hate being sick. So I got to jump back in. So, oh, the other Jason is taking the daughter for the driving test.
Oh
Good
boy.
luck.
Good luck to her.
Lots of prayers. Stay off the road. I'm kidding.
Good luck paying that extra insurance too. I dreaded that. I thought for sure it was going to just cost a fortune to have my kids driving. Because everybody said, oh, your insurance is going to go way up having a teenage driver. And really and truly, it really wasn't that bad.
Yeah. I think I actually got because we took, like the good student discounts and, anything that we could get, we got it. And,
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't It wasn't too bad.
Oh, shipping I gotta do today.
And both of my daughters, they were pretty good. They were pretty good drivers. Um, although
Uh,
my my youngest, Julie, she was leaving school, and I don't, some kids when they just start driving, because you know, they started driving, and then they just started driving to school. There really wasn't a whole lot of, I mean, they got their hours in and stuff like that, but um and so she drove to school. She was driving, it was after school, and she was driving home. Well, she was at an intersection and she was turning, and she clipped a lady's car. Like,
whoops.
she actually hit her car. I think it was, more of a clip type thing, but she didn't stop.
Oh,
She didn't stop
oh
at
no.
all.
Nice.
It's like, oh my God. And but the bad thing was, I mean, if I would have known her, I would have, if I knew who it was, I would have went to her and said, hey, you know, we'll
Yeah.
fix it. You know, what can we do? No, the lady didn't stop either. I mean, they were going opposite directions.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that scared Julie enough where she, like, tried to hurry to get away. I don't know. But, she told me that it happened, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, Julie, you gotta stop." She
Yeah.
goes, "Well, I didn't know what to do. I said, well, you're supposed to stop." I didn't know what to do. So, yeah, that was crazy. Nobody stopped. Nobody
Huh.
stopped.
That happened to my
Um,
daughter, my youngest daughter, shortly after she got her license, and she had clipped somebody and didn't stop, um, and apparently the other person didn't stop either. So yeah, I don't remember how it happened, but I remember her telling me about it, and I was like, well, I guess next
yeah,
time you got to make sure you stop because I said you can get in a whole world of trouble for hit and run.
exactly.
She says, well, I
Exactly.
was going to stop, but they didn't stop, so I just kept going too. Okay.
So, man, I mean, there was nothing I could do at that point. I mean, I didn't know who it was, or, you know, but I really think that that was an eye-opening experience for her, that she needed to,
Yeah.
you know, figure out what she was doing. Hank says, at a local college, a girl took out the side of a rental car I was driving, and I was parked in the parking spot inside at my class. Driving
Oh.
rental car then caused my own car. Oh my gosh. Oh, because your own car had been hit a couple of days. Wow, it's crazy.
Mm.
You'll need a sedative. Yeah, my daughter, my younger daughter, she was a little more like, I didn't like my daughters going out of town. There was From our hometown, that was probably, I don't know, maybe 60,000 people. Um, but 45 minutes away, there was a bigger town, and I did not like them going, to that bigger town. And so basically, what they would do, they knew that I wouldn't let them, or that I'd moan and groan about it. And so what they would do is they would just go there, and then they call me when they got there, and that was probably the best way to go, because they probably wouldn't have been able to go anywhere. But yeah, it was uh Yeah, I don't know. And then my daughter drove her and her friends went to they were supposed to be spending the night in town. Well, they ended up going down to LA. Um and my daughter drove. And I was I would have never allowed that, but yeah.
Yeah.
She told me after the fact, so I mean there's nothing really that I could do, you know.
Hi, Tom.
Yeah, you're where?
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
Hi, Jessica.
Good morning, beautiful people of YouTube.
wow, good morning
Wow.
to you.
You're in a good mood.
I am. I'm a little sleepy, but I'm in a good mood.
Good.
Good.
Glad to hear it.
Miss never comes in and chats with us hardly ever anymore.
I know.
And I'm always busy.
There's nothing more important than YouTube.
I know, right? YouTube is life.
Yeah, don't tell mom. Yeah, I'm sure there was a lot of that between the two girls, you know. Don't tell mom. Um, yeah. But they turned out okay, so I guess they're okay. I'm sure there's a lot more. They enjoy actually telling me all the things that they used to do as a kid
Yeah.
now. They
Yeah.
think it's hilarious.
I would never tell my parents. I feel like they'd still kill me.
Oh yeah. I felt the
Yeah.
same way about my mom and dad.
I'm 43 years old and going to be 44 in June. And yeah, there's still stuff. Like I've told my daughter some stories or whatever about what I've done, and she's like, "What did Grandpa say?" And I was like, "Grandpa doesn't know." And she's
Yeah,
like, "Oh, I can't wait to tell him." And I'm like, "Don't."
right. I would tell my son before I told my parents.
Yeah.
That's bad. That's good though. You're still scared of your parents. They did something right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always told the girls, you know, don't whatever you do, don't get pregnant.
Yeah.
Don't get pregnant before you graduate. So at
Yeah.
least graduate. And, you know, that did something because neither one of them got pregnant. So Hank says, I was taught that if you just tell mom and pa the truth, it's a lot less terrible than them finding out that you lied. True enough. Exactly. Oh. And I know I would feel more comfortable telling my mom than definitely telling my dad. Um,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of things that my dad has no clue about, and I think we're just gonna keep that way.
Honestly, I didn't even have to tell my parents because they always knew. I mean, like I couldn't get away with shit
I couldn't
because
either.
I wasn't very sneaky. So like they always knew that I was doing something bad.
My dad
So,
knows everybody. You're either related to him or he's friends with them.
yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah. So if I ever got caught doing something, he usually was told because they knew him.
Yeah, somebody was telling. Yeah, anytime I got pulled over, one time I got pulled over by a state trooper, and my dad still knew. And I was like, "How did you know it was a state trooper? It's not even like a local cop."
Yeah.
And he was calling me minutes after. What'd you get pulled over for? What the hell? So somebody must have passed and told him. But yeah, every time anything happened, they knew instantly. That's okay. That then you know that they're paying attention, so that's a good thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hank says, I tried to lie about the cat sat on the fancy clay pot that Dad loves so much, and that's what snapped it into pieces. It wasn't me putting sand in it and smacking it into the sandbox. Yep, got my butt whooped for that one. Yeah, I want to say I pretty much ruined it for my siblings. I was horrible. I always went to the limit. I went over the limit. Go big or go home, right?
Yeah.
So when Sally and my sister and brother, not so much my brother because he was the youngest, the baby, the only boy, so he pretty much he was spoiled. But yeah, the other two girls, they didn't have a chance.
See, I think I made it better for my sister because I did everything under the book. And so, like, by the time it got to my sister, they were just like, I don't give a shit what you do. Just do whatever you're going to do because I can't handle it anymore. They were just like, whatever, you just do whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
Because when I got a tattoo, my first tattoo, they flipped. And she ended up getting a whole bunch of tattoos, and they're just like, whatever. It's nothing new here. So I paved the road, I guess, for her to do whatever she wanted. To an extent, They were tired by the time my sister got older.
So what's everybody doing today? Got any big plans for today and the weekend? I will be working. Have lots to do.
Me too.
I got a lot of listing to do. I got to make some room for. That was weird. I just heard a noise. I got to make some room for my, what is it called? My bag sale on Tuesday. So I got to empty some totes so I'll have room to put all my stuff in there.
Yes.
And I got to get that stuff listed.
Yeah, because you don't want to just empty totes. You want to actually get it listed if you're going to be emptying totes.
Yeah.
That's what I need to start doing.
Queen City Picker says, I need to make $1 million today. Amen. Let's do it.
And if you do,
Hank says,
tell me how you did it.
Hank says, more schoolwork and listing. Got some stuff up yesterday. Gonna have to take pits. Yeah, I actually ended up with 21 listings yesterday, so that was good.
That's good.
I was glad about that.
What is she going to school for?
Who?
Do you know? Hank.
Yeah. I don't remember. Hank, what's your major? I want to say accounting, but I could be wrong.
Accounting.
I don't know.
I took accounting. I took a lot of accounting.
Hank, what are you going to school for?
Accounting's not bad. It's pretty boring, but it's not bad.
I think I'm definitely wrong on that though.
I thought you were doing psychology.
I don't remember. She's wanting to be certified to tell people what to do. Well, there you go. Heck, you can get one of those certification papers. Just print it right out on the printer off the Google.
Off the Google.
You'll be good to go.
Get it off that there Google.
Yeah.
Thanks, Todd.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. bachelor's in business, minor in sociology. Was on track
Oh, I
for
have a,
CPA. Said CPA has business major, same as mine, and says if I change my mind, I can still go for CPA. Yeah, there you go.
I have a associates in business.
How long do you have left?
Oh, how long does she have left?
Does anyone know what is the name of the wood square things with hanger hooks on top of them and what they are used for?
What the hell? That was a very vague description.
The wood square things. What is the name of the wood square things with hanger hooks on top of them, and what are they used for? Is it for ties? Square things with hanger hooks.
Go post,
It was
go
for
post,
ties. It would have lots of slots in it.
I don't know.
go
I
post
was just
go post a picture on the reseller squad so we can see it. That might help.
Post a picture.
Hey Valerie, when you did your first working capital loan, after you got to your 15,000 in sales, did it take a little bit to register to where you could apply?
no.
No,
Uh-uh.
because I've hit my number, but it still says sorry, your business is not eligible to apply right now. Maybe I'll shoot them a call.
I would call them.
Have you had yours for a year?
Have I had what? My PayPal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And it says that even if you've had it less than a year, you could still do it if you've met the minimum money requirement in the time you've had your account.
Well, you have to have a number of sales too. I think. I don't know. Yeah, your best bet is to call PayPal.
Yeah, I'm gonna call them. I'll just say, hey, I was just curious what part I wasn't meeting, so, and see what they tell me. Watch,
Yeah,
I'll be like $1.50 away from their.
Hank says this semester and summer is when she's done, unless I decide to do masters. Probably won't. I'm pretty burned out on school right now. Well, yeah, I mean you're busy. You're running here and there. So that's understandable. Maybe take a break. Wouldn't it be nice just to do eBay? Or, if you're going to go work using your degree, hanger hooks look like a key holder. Okay. Or to put belts on. Sounds like moth deterrents. So maybe like cedar or something. I don't know. Yeah, post a picture.
Why is there a handprint on your boob, Valerie?
Because you want to see my shirt?
Yeah, I do. I want to see it. What is it? What is it? Oh, that's cool. I like it.
Thanks.
That's neat. I was thinking that it was going to be a Walking Dead one, but I do like that. That's cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, that's a good reason to have a handprint on your boob, so.
That's right. She said the picture is posted. So let's go look.
Tara!
Holy shit, it is so cold here this morning. It's
I know. It's cold.
At least Jim and Tara still come into your shows, Valerie.
Nikki, okay. I love you, but when it's after 10:30 at night, I'm in bed usually, and I'm not going to hang out laying in bed. That's just weird. Okay. If it had been earlier, I would have. You better be kidding me.
I'm just
I was tired.
kidding.
I don't even. I watched your show and I didn't even make it through your show. I don't even know how long you went.
We went to like 12:30.
All night long.
Oh boy.
Uh,
Well, I'm old and I have to get sleep. So
I'm just teasing you.
how's your
Yeah.
heat up there? Did you get your
Cold.
heat going?
Old.
Cold.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah,
water
I would
pipe.
think that those are cedar things that you hang in your.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those are for moths,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm. Well, and to give you a good smell in your closet.
Right. That's true too. And a perfect way to organize clothing. It's true. You could do that. Yeah, they just hang in the closet.
I'm gonna
Because
take part of my proceeds from the auction show to go towards my furnace.
There you go.
I'm gonna be my own charity this time.
Well, Barb did it with the hurricane damage she had.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody would care. You know what I mean?
No.
No,
I
I
was
think
gonna
they
do St.
I
Jude's
think they'd be a
again.
little more giving, actually.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe they open their wallets.
Anyways, I was gonna do St. Jude's again, but it's like, well, you know what? I'm kind of a charity case right now. So.
So how are you? What are you doing? How do you keep your water from freezing? You just got electric heaters everywhere?
I have 2 electric heaters by me, and I have the oven on,
Oh,
and then I just run my water every hour. And
yeah.
when I left yesterday, I was like, well, hopefully it's not frozen by the time I get home. Because and so I got home and it was just trickling, and then it finally broke through. So
Yeah. Yeah, because you got a big house. I mean, I have a very small house. Like when my furnace went out a couple of winters ago. But I know you have like a 2-story. Your house is much bigger than mine.
yeah, but we don't we don't use the upstairs, so, and that's not a big deal. But of course, heat rises, probably warmer up there.
Yeah.
I have a drafty house. Is what I have.
Yeah.
You don't realize how drafty until you don't have heat. And it's
How cold? How cold is it?
10 below.
10 below here.
Yeah,
Jeez.
10 below here too.
Uh-oh.
Oh, 12 below, excuse me.
Oh, you got me beat.
Feels like 25 below, it says.
Nikki, did Gary go to work?
Yeah.
He left you home all alone in a cold house?
Well, he's been staying at my dad's for 2 nights.
Okay.
So he's got a furnace.
To help to watch Henry.
Yeah.
You better call Austin. I bet he's got a furnace.
So nice. I could I very well could just take my dogs and go stay at my dad's too, but
Well,
Were
I'm
you able to-
surprised you haven't done that.
well, I want to be here to watch the water.
Were you able to get some electric heaters, Nikki?
Well, I have 2 electric heaters on me right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't gonna make it feel like you're on a Florida vacation, but it'll keep you, survivable.
Yeah, it keeps me alive.
Yeah. It was like what, 4 or 5 days? We were on those things?
Yeah, but our house is super small, but we had like, we must have had like 5 going or 6. We brought those ones over from Fox. Because you would put some in the basement for the water, and then whatever we had upstairs.
I had one in the basement, I think 4 up here. But I did go get one of those fiberglass rod heaters that really threw out the heat.
Yeah.
And our electric bill after it wasn't really all that bad. It wasn't much higher than normal.
Oh.
Oh no, it's Todd.
Oh, what are you doing, Miss Tara and Jim and
I'm
everybody?
listening. Okay. I'm working.
Nice shout out last
I'm
night,
working.
Todd.
Oh yeah, Todd did a good job. He actually shouted out the morning show. I was real proud of him.
Cool.
Oh, pat me on the back. Yeah.
Good job, Todd.
You're a superstar, Todd. You get the gold star.
We're not worthy.
We're not worthy. Anyway, yeah.
So the
What's going
carousel
on?
horses are all gone, huh? You couldn't fight anybody for a couple carousel horses?
No, I walked in there. Maybe it opened at 4 yesterday afternoon, and I didn't get in the door till like 5 after 4, and I actually stood in line at the end of the line.
Wow.
boy.
Oh, you're
By
getting
the
more
time
hardcore.
By the time I got to that shelf, all that was left was a couple of broken pieces of them. So
Oh wow.
those got snapped up. Yeah. I got
Hi,
some.
Tina.
Got a
Hi,
few
Tessa.
gowns though, and
I saw you got the gowns.
a little bit of jewelry,
There you go.
costume
Morning,
jewelry.
Tessa. Morning, Tina.
You want to drive to Toma?
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's a really far ways away. It better be really good.
Is that really good enough for you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there's no way it's ever gonna go.
Wait till you see this other stuff.
So, yeah, while I was in the big city, I had a meet up with a customer, and that was a no-show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What is this?
Aw,
Schwinn bicycles.
Oh yeah, I love
that
that.
sucks.
That's okay. I'm not sure I wanted to sell it anyway.
But everything else is legit.
Nice electric space heater.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's an inboard boat engine.
Oh wow.
And,
Oh, this stuff's gonna go high, honey. There's no
Oh,
way
that
it's gonna
globe
go
thing.
cheap.
I bought 2 milk heaters at the auction last night. Hopefully they work.
That's somewhere. Oh.
yeah, I mean,
This guy's got some-
I don't know. It wasn't a wasted trip. I had that, that big meat grinder thing I had to take to FedEx, and they gave me
Yeah.
and then the estate sale. So I got 2 out of the 3 things accomplished in the big town that I needed to. So it was not a wasted trip, at least. So,
That's good.
I'm a grumpy old man. I
We understand.
got stuff going on too.
You got stuff
Doggone
going
it.
on.
Yeah, my boy's dog squeezed out of the backyard yesterday, and the neighbors called the cops.
Oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
Okay. Just shush up.
She said that she bared her teeth at some of the little kids, so I was like, that's not good. So, anyway, got her corralled and I plugged the hole, but I need to kind of like figure something out to fix it more permanently.
Yeah.
The post that holds the wood fence next to the house, there's just enough of a gap between that post and the. So I gotta figure out something to fill that in.
So she's is it a he or a she?
She,
So,
ornery little devil.
yeah.
Did she nip anybody?
No,
Oh, that's good.
but I don't blame the next door neighbor. She's just trying to be careful because
Yeah.
Yeah, but why didn't she call you? Not the. I mean, come on. Why did she call the
she
cops?
didn't know it was my dog for sure.
Oh,
In fact, I got back from the big city and she came out and said, I'm just asking because I don't know, do you have a dog that looks like kind of part Rottweiler and part German Shepherd? And I said, yeah, that's my boy's dog. We've been keeping it. And she said, oh, I didn't think that dog was yours. And I called
And
the
you were like,
police.
"Hey, you're a troublemaker, you
I would be
old
like,
bag."
I would be like, hey, how did you know to ask me if you didn't think it's my dog?
So, no, she was. They're nice folks, and we get along with them, next door neighbors. But yeah, got to work on a fence sometime.
Well, maybe this
And
is why
then,
Todd gets along with his neighbors and I don't. All my neighbors hate
well,
me.
No, not
no,
all.
I mean, my dog was out and causing a ruckus, apparently. So whatever, it's my fault. I need to have better animal control around my fence, I guess.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. This is probably not gonna make me sound good. We had a rental house across the street, and when they moved out, they put like 40 bags of garbage loose, not in cans, on the road. And for whatever reason, they must have ate a bunch of ham or
It
something.
was Easter.
It was Easter, so it had like ham juice in it and stuff. So in the middle of the night, we're not sure it was our dogs, but yeah, it probably was my dogs. Went over there and opened up the ham garbage, and then so the garbage got ripped up. Now it could have been raccoons, fishers, who knows what. There's like, I went out in the morning to feed the horses. There was like crows flying around with garbage in their feet and stuff, carrying it around in the sky. I'm like, oh my God. So this other neighbor down the road, because he owns this private road, has this like freak out, calls the town. Town goes and looks at it, but we have an ordinance where your garbage has to be in cans. You can't have loose bags out. So the guy comes in, this is when we still had the store, and goes and wrangles Jim off. Jim's like being real nice, and Jim said something like, well, okay, it's my fault, it's your fault for having the garbage out, it's my fault for my dogs going over there, whatever. The guy goes, oh, I had nothing to do with it, my garbage. He's like, wait a damn minute, it has nothing to do with you. Then he flips the switch with the, you need to get the F out of here and stuff like that. So there was this other local guy in the store at the time that used to buy a lot of like antique radios from us. And the guy goes to me, goes, you're a witness, you're a witness. He's threatening me. And it's so funny because the guy just looks away and goes, I don't witness shit.
The guy is trying to run out the door. He's trying to run away from me because I'm trying to get over the glass counter because otherwise I got to run all the way around to the other end of the store to get over the counter. So I'm like, do I jump my counter and risk breaking his glass display counter? Or do I go all the way around and risk this guy getting away from my fizz? So he's backing up, but he catches his pocket on one of the dresser handles. We had furniture in there, so he's caught. And he's like trying to rip his pocket off the thing. It made me laugh for a second because it reminded me of The Godfather when that guy's trying to get out of the store after he tells Godfather, oh, that lady can rent from us, she can keep her dog. He was like that guy when he can't get the doorknob to work to get out of the store or get out of the olive oil place. It reminded me of that. Well, anyway, he got out of the thing or whatever, and then it worked out good because he's like 60-some years old, and I would have went to jail.
Well, anyway, and I don't want to make Jim sound like a psycho, but this is a guy that, like, when he crashed his airplane, everybody was like, I wish he would have died.
There was a lot more to it than cheap refrigeration. It takes a lot more than that to get me that hot because I was really ready to take this guy apart. He'd gone beyond pushing the button.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, this is my fault for not having a secure enough fence, although it worked great on the other two dogs for 10 years.
Todd, don't take this the wrong way, please. But this is not your fault because your fence isn't good enough. This is actually your fault because you agreed to babysit somebody's dog.
Well, yeah.
How long do you have the dog for?
I don't know. Less than 20 years.
Oh, so you got it for the rest of the dog's life.
Well,
Indefinitely.
What?
it's looking like that.
No.
Yeah, I've inherited grand dog, it looks like.
Oh, no. So who had it? Did Animal Control have it?
No, actually, when I got home, she and my other dogs met me at the door like usual. So she was back inside on her own,
Smart. She goes out, does a little mischief, and then gets back
Oh,
in.
so she never. Oh, so she got back in, so that she never got picked up by the animal control.
No.
Oh, nice. Oh, that works out good. At least you didn't have to pay to feed it, bail her out. Because I'd have been like making a decision: do I know this dog or not?
Oh boy.
Yeah. No, my wife would have made me go get it, no matter how much it cost to bail her out. But yeah, I don't know. It's just another in the many things that I gotta do.
Well, how many dogs do you have? 3?
Yeah.
Well, you got to get one more because my theory is you always have to have even amounts of animals.
Oh, that's
so
true.
you could either have
right
two dogs or 4 dogs, but if you have 3 dogs, you have more trouble. So you're going to have to add another dog.
Yeah, she's right on this, Todd. You need another dog.
Well, 0's an even number, so I just need to get
Well,
rid of all
but
of
you're
them.
not at 0, so you got to get another dog. Sorry.
Yes, I guess technically you can divide 0 by 0. So you could divide 0 by 2.
So anyway, I don't know. That and everything else, customer being not there yesterday, and another customer wants me to deliver their thing to them, and I'm like,
no,
I don't think I'm going to do that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
not UPS.
They were nice about it and said, oh, well, if you're back in the big town anytime soon, but if you're not, I'll go ahead and get it this afternoon. Okay, why don't you do that?
Oh, I don't know. Are they pulling in the back driveway?
I'll pay you extra if you bring it. No, I've got to.
This ain't your Argo track guy didn't come early, did he?
The what?
Well, he's turning in.
Oh, we got somebody here, for God's sakes.
For God's sake, I hate people. Anyway, what else is going on? Got to plan another trip to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you get from the Gov deals?
I got another 2 pallets of mostly packs and
I'd say you're hooked.
stuff. Yeah, kind of.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Shantae, one of my dogs is an escape artist. We had to concrete the bottom of the fence and bob wire the top. Had hateful neighbors, they call that. Well, they do have a bunch of my next door neighbors. I think they've each been married to other people like 3 times apiece, and they have kids from all the families.
Oh, wow.
And so, yeah, they got lots of little kids running around. Do I complain about their kids screaming when I'm trying to take my little afternoon nap? No. I'm a nice neighbor.
Well,
get off my lawn. I'll squirt you with my water hose.
No, that was so stupid. They pulled in I have 2 driveways on my property. They pull in, they got a diesel truck. I walk out there, they see me, and then they put it in reverse and back out. I don't. Maybe they're looking at the building because the building's for sale. But I'm thinking to myself, hey, when I walk out, you can say, oh yeah, hey, I was just looking. I see you got that building for sale. Don't back out all suspicious and take off like you're up to something.
Shotgun bang. What's up with that thing?
Okay, go away.
Wow. Things are wrapping away.
Oh, Peppa. Ooh, dog, I'm picking my chair.
Oh, where am I at?
Get out the way.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's feeling a little gangster today.
There's the little escape artist right there.
Oh, she does look vicious. Oh, she's snarling at me.
Oh,
That's a-
she's cute.
That's a devil in disguise right there.
I love shepherd
Oh,
mixes.
she's cute.
She is
Todd,
cute.
you need to sell some more backpacks and get her an electric fence. Get her one of those invisible fences.
Oh man, I will tell you though that breed, just in general, are freaking. They're too smart, so they get
Yeah.
bored. You know, they get bored and they have to do something naughty.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, and she's,
Well, I've never had a purebred shepherd, but I've had a lot of shepherd mixes. But they are a great dog, or like they're a good, like kind of like guard dog. You know, if somebody pulls in the yard, you know, they bark and stuff like that. And I kind of like that a little bit. I don't want them to bite, but I do like a dog that'll bark.
Yeah. They are good, but they just have a lot of energy.
Yeah. Well, mine
yeah,
are always
she's
on a farm, so they got a lot of. They could burn up a lot of energy because they run around out by the horses and stuff. So there's
Yeah.
nothing I can do. Anyway, sorry, Todd.
no, that's
Todd's like, shut up, Tar, and stop talking about your stupid dog.
she's really no, she's just a real active dog, and yeah, so pain in the butt though. So
Mother's mustache says, "Do not ever get a beagle."
Oh, yeah, beagles are mischievous. And they, again, too, are super active. They need to have a job.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, they need, like, people hunt with beagles. They need, like, a job to do. Otherwise, they are super mischievous.
They are super good dogs, but they are
They are very
super
cute and
mischievous.
stuff. Hounds, too. When I was a kid, we had a coon hound. I mean, we just couldn't let her loose because she'd get on a track or something. She'd be gone for like 2 days before she'd come home. I mean, she just needed to go do that kind of job.
Yeah.
Beagles are great for a house with young kids because the young kids will play with the dog and romp it around. So it needs a lot of activity. I mean, for like an elderly person in an apartment, not a good dog.
Right.
kind of like me.
Yeah. Todd needs a lot of activity. He needs romper time.
I need romper.
Yeah, hunting was definitely an escape artist. She found out all she had to do was butt up against the fence. So she would run. She would be like at a full run and basically run into the fence, break the fence, and that's how she got out. So that's what she did.
Was she part hound too?
She was hound.
Yeah.
She was
they-
hound. I can't remember if she was, I want to say hound, and I know that I don't think she was full blood, but I think she was definitely hound, part hound.
Yeah, hounds love to run.
And she just loved that. She did not want to stay in the fence.
Yeah.
Couldn't keep her in. And once she found out that trick, it was all over.
Yeah, and now look at her. She laid out on the floor.
Aww.
I mean, 1 minute it's 90 miles an hour, and the other minute it's okay. Lay down.
Yeah.
She reminds me of my Sammy. I used to have a shepherd that kind of looked like her. Her name was Sammy. Sammy never completely trusted Jim. She liked Jim because I had Sammy before I met Jim. She tolerated Jim, but she never completely trusted him. And like, let's say he was working on something, like held a hammer, she would stand in between me and Jim. Like, I don't know if she thought he was going to attack her or something like that. Or like if Jim was messing around with guns, I mean, she hated it. And it's not like she was like gun shy because I just didn't shoot guns very much, but she hated it. She didn't even like them touching them. She'd get all weird and stuff.
Huh.
And she's real great. She's real good in intuition.
Like a gun?
No, the computer.
Oh.
Not always.
Yeah, one of the things is my neighbor that call the police. She has 3 dogs that are twice as big as that one. They're right.
Sounds like she overreacted, Todd.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, just a bit.
I wasn't
Yeah.
there. I don't know.
Well, unfortunately, there's just this weird things with neighbors and calling the cops on shepherds. So you're just gonna have to get
Well,
used to that if you have that dog.
yeah, shepherds have gotten a bad rap.
Well, she's not even a full size, like police dog
No.
shepherd. She's
Doesn't matter. They have a mean bark. If they even like bark, even just playfully,
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden, oh, they were gonna attack me. They're just evil. Yeah, okay.
I've had dogs wander in my yard, and never, ever once have I ever called the cops. I always figure, well, it's somebody's dog, and it would go back home. Now, if it was like here, chasing the horses, like trying to bite the horses, or killing my geese, then maybe I would say, hey, this dog's got to get out of here, or whatever.
If it's killing geese, there will be no phone call.
Anyway, all right. Anyway,
that will definitely be radio silent.
But we always have dogs in our yard. We used to have like a dog. I used to call him Blackie. He'd come from way down the road. He'd do this big patrol around. I'd be turning horses out. Blackie would do his thing around with my dogs, and then he'd take off. Like, oh, Blackie's here this morning. Or we had that hound that would come here every day, and play with our dogs. I'm like, well, I just don't really care. Yeah, Buford the hound dog. He'd come here every day.
Buford was awesome. We wanted to adopt Buford, but
there's a picture of my kid with Buford because Buford hung out here so much. He was like my dog. Anyway.
Yeah, it's Brandon.
If a dog comes in over, I just, if they seem like they're kind of mean, I'll take the kids in and we just let it go do its thing and it'll leave eventually.
Yeah.
I'm going to call a cops
dog from across the road. He's a big dog. Now, I can't say anything because when I had my St. Bernard was always at their house. And they were like, oh, we just love Jake. No problem. Whatever. Well, anyways. Well, now her dog comes over here and shits on my sidewalk every morning.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you just gotta have to live with it because that St. Bernard, I'm sure, was dumping big logs over there.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, and they've never said anything about him, so I really can't say anything about it.
I always figure if the dog isn't biting me or my kid or killing my geese, I just don't care. The dog will go back home anyway. I don't usually call it.
Yeah, the pooping I wouldn't care.
Yeah, he's not aggressive or anything. He just comes over and sniffs around, and most of the time he'll take a poop on my sidewalk. It's like, really, dude, you couldn't have did it in the yard. Anyway, it's just my sidewalk going from my house to my driveway, And
I figure I got enough poop.
But he's always friendly, and then he just moseys on back home. Giving me presents, yeah.
Well, he's just coming to take his morning poo.
Yeah,
that's where it belongs, on your sidewalk.
Yeah, and who knows what Jake used to do over there? So
yeah, you got something like a St. Bernard, like the size of it's probably dumping like piles the size of horse poop or something.
Yeah. Well, they have a few little kids over there too, so they must have liked Jake being around. Jake, and their dog almost killed one of my ducks. She came over just devastated one day. I wasn't home; my kids were home, and she came home. She came over carrying this duck that was almost dead. She goes, "Oh my God!" She goes, "Is this one of your ducks?" And my daughter's like, "Yeah, that's one of our ducks." And she goes, "Oh, it was floating in the river, and my dog went and got it. And I hope he's not too hurt. She's not too hurt." And my daughter's like, "Well, my mom will take care of it when she gets home." And she was like, "I'm so sorry. I just don't know what to do. I don't know how to repay you for this. It's like, it'll be fine." And anyways, I don't think the dog got the duck out of the river, because not one time did my ducks ever go to the river. The river is like, okay, the ducks would walk around the yard. The river's like down this humongous hill. They can't see it. You really can't hear it. So for them to, I think her dog may have come into my yard and took one of my ducks, is what happened.
Right.
Because
Nikki,
if the duck was
Nikki,
floating
what was the
down
duck's
the river,
name?
and the dog grabbed it out of the river. Why would she just assume it was mine, and why would she bring it back? You know what I mean? So
Right.
I'm thinking the dog came in the yard and got the duck. But anyways, I'm not calling her a liar.
Nikki,
Right.
Nikki, what was the dog's name, or what was the duck's name?
Yeah, because Jim's got to make another account for eBay.
No, the duck lived. The duck was fine. The duck ended up living. It just
What
had a
was the
couple
duck's name?
It was Silencio.
Oh, Silencio? All right.
Silencio.
Just because he survived the attack does not mean the dog is a free walk.
Justice for Silencio.
Jim used to duck hunt. He used to duck hunt a lot, and he loved to duck hunt. He won't duck hunt anymore because when he met me, I had ducks and geese.
Yeah.
And then he started like interacting with them and stuff. He's like, "Nah, I can't kill them now."
Yeah. We loved our ducks and our chickens. We just loved them. I mean, I love all animals. I love my goat. I love my pig. But I mean, I really was never into birds of any sort. And I thought I would get fleas from chickens and ducks because I came from the city, you know. And everybody told me that you get lice or fleas from them. Well, anyways, so I didn't want to get them. Well, then finally we got like 12 chickens, and I was like, oh my God, these chickens are just so much fun to watch, you know.
Oh,
And then we ended up getting, the girls wanted ducks, so we went and got them 2 baby ducks, and they were so much fun. And they were best friends, and I mean, they were so tame we could call them. I'd be like, come here, Silencio, come here, Stuart, and they would come running for food, you know, treats. And they were great. And it was so cool. On the morning my father-in-law passed away. The duck had gone for, why did you tell him the duck's name? He's starting a new account as we speak, your sister said. Anyways, the morning my father-in-law passed away, well, Silencio had gone missing for like 2 weeks. And so we figured something had gotten her. Well, anyways, the day my father-in-law passed away, they had just left with his body, and we were all standing around just sad and whatever outside. All of a sudden, we hear rah, 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 and that was Silencio. That's why my daughter called it Silencio. All of a sudden, here she comes walking out of the woods with these little ducklings behind her. Here she had gone and got rid of, or had her ducklings. It was so amazing that happened right at that moment, you know?
That's cool.
Hey, Nikki?
Yeah?
Chicken lice won't live on people.
Yeah. Well, I know that now.
It's a different kind of louse. If they get on you, I mean, it's creepy because they're crawling. I mean, because it's a bug on you, you'll feel like, but they won't stay on you. You won't like get them in your hair. They won't lay eggs or nothing like that. It's a different kind of louse than a human louse.
Yeah. Well, I was a city girl, you know, so I didn't know about the ducks, and the chickens.
You.
They never had that anyways, so.
Oh my God, when the coyotes were clearing my ducks out, Jim had like this vendetta, I mean, against these coyotes. He's trying to kill them and stuff. Well, he did kill some of them. But...
If I come home and I find somebody's dog in our field eating one of our ducks, that thing about we're not calling the cops, I'm not joking.
Oh my God.
I don't blame you. I mean, they shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah. It's like when people say, well, you don't know what you do in that situation. I plan ahead. I know what I'm going to do in a particular situation.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Hi, Lori. Is my sound screwed up?
No, you sound good.
Oh, okay. I had a touch of feedback there for a minute.
Your sound's better than ours. Ours is always glitchy.
It's not bad today.
Oh.
Did you hear what your sister wrote?
No.
Yeah, why'd you tell him the duck's name? Because now he's making an account. He doesn't know how to spell Silencio, so you're probably pretty safe.
It's called Google.
Yeah, my daughter named her Silencio because it's silence in Spanish, and she picked this duck out. The the baby ducks, and she was in there. The duck was and she wouldn't shut up the whole damn time. And so my daughter picked her out, and we had her in the box, bringing her home, and she the whole freaking time. And she says, I think I'm going to name her Silencio. And I said, why? She goes, it means silence in Spanish. I said, well, that's a little odd. Duck was never silent.
Yeah, I don't have any ducks now. We have that bad coyote attacks, and then I'm like,
Well, we don't want to do it before we move.
and we want to move and stuff, so
Yeah.
I don't.
When we move, we're gonna.
I got like 5 geese left. That's all I have left for waterfall.
When we move, we're gonna duck up. We're gonna get all sorts of ducks.
Jim wants to get these big meat turkeys so that they'll chase people out of
And
our
meat
yard.
geese.
He wants to have like these attacks because his brother is like, oh well, if you have birds like that, you can expect that people won't want to come and visit you. And Jim's like, good.
Oh gosh.
Because I know what he's probably thinking. He's probably like, I don't know if I'm going to take my kids over there so they get bit by the mean meat turkeys or something. Jim's like, good.
Now you're small with the rockets cooking.
Oh, I see Mabel in the background. She's
Where?
up there with Daddy.
Oh yeah,
She's
she
up there with
is.
Daddy.
Oh, you can see her way over there.
Yeah.
She's all crazy. Jim's been showing her dog videos, and she just goes crazy barking at the dogs and stuff, ready to attack. So now she's like watching all the computer screens because if she sees an animal, she's gonna bark. Right, Mabel?
Very lucky.
Oh no, is Nikki gonna try teasing you with a dog?
No. Willow.
Yeah, I
Willow.
didn't have to mute it. I mean, she goes like crazy. She looks like a little attack dog. She's got a ridge of hair up on her neck, all the way to her butt. Her tail's way up in the air. She's like, she's just like a crazy little bulldog.
No.
Old
That's
Archie
the
said
video.
get peacocks, beautiful and great guardians.
Huh.
I heard those are nasty animals, peacocks.
Oh, peacocks? Oh, they're
Yeah.
cool. They're noisy though.
Oh,
But they're cool looking.
You
I
want to
thought
get
it
an
was a
emu?
peacock one time.
Yeah, if you get an emu, they're great guard dogs, but you have to add them to your
You
insurance.
gotta get a
And you're
rider
gonna
on your
pay,
insurance.
you're gonna pay higher premiums because it'll ask you
Huh.
like for farm insurance. Do you have German shepherds, emus, ostriches, and one other thing?
There's a
I
list
forgot.
of dogs. So it's German
Yeah,
Shepherds, Pit Bulls.
Rottweilers, blah blah. But anyway, they ask you specifically, do you have any emus or ostriches? Because they will really chase somebody out.
Standard poodle. That's a,
Huh.
Mother's mustache said, hey, that's a real thing. Geese do attack. It's
They
freaking
do.
hilarious to watch. We used to have 4 of them. Yeah, and that's why I never got geese. I didn't want geese because they're mean.
I love them. We used to have these neighborhood kids, and they'd always be bothering me in my yard and stuff. I'm like, what kind of people just let their kids wander around bothering people that are minding their own business?
Yeah.
His kids, they were his damn kids before I knew him when his kids were little. Anyway, just wandering around the neighborhood bothering people. I'm like, God, I tell my family, what kind of family, what kind of recidivist parents let their kids wander around bothering people? They stand by the road, hey, ma'am, can you lock up your geese who want to come in? I'm like, no. If you can't walk past the geese, then get out. Oh, yeah. I mean, those kids are horrible. They were always bothering me, and they were his damn kids. They used to hang out with another family across the street here. I come home from work. This is back when I was galloping racehorses. They'd be like in my garage and stuff. I'd be like, what the hell? I mean, you just have this herd of kids take off across the road. Well, they were shitty. I'm sorry I said it.
Well, maybe his ex-wife was telling the kids, go over and bug Goose Girl.
Yeah, don't mess with Goose Girl ever.
Go tell Goose Girl she wants you. That's funny. Old Orchard said we have a Great Pyrenees. Nobody comes on the property we don't know about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Geese are, I will tell you this though, with geese, like, because people will wander in with a dog and they're like, oh, it's a dog. With geese, I mean, people are scared to death of geese. They
Yeah.
will not even come in. They're like, oh, are those geese okay or whatever? It's
Yeah.
awesome.
My mail lady was scared of my goat. Because my goat
Wow.
ran around like the dogs did. Even when I was gone, he never went anywhere. And he would just stay right in here, right where the house and the barn and stuff was. Anyways, the one time I had a package that got delivered, or I got one of those papers and it said goat ?
Oh, boy.
They didn't want to get out of their car. And then the next day she brought it, and I met her out there, and she goes, "Yeah, I didn't know what that goat would do to me. It was terrifying."
Well,
like,
they do butt some. I guess if you have one that'll act like it's gonna butt. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't want to get head butted by a goat.
Usually they just want to get scratched behind their horns
Yeah.
because they can't scratch there. They love that. If you can get them between the horns or anywhere
Yeah, like
around,
right back here behind their horns.
anywhere around the base or the horns because they can't scratch it themselves. They love that.
Well, my brother-in-law. Well, what had happened was, everybody told me to use that caustic paste to get rid of his horns.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so I did. And I mean, he cried. I cried. I was like, oh my God. So then I wiped that. I couldn't handle it. I figured it's this paste that you put on there and it eats their horns for anybody that doesn't know. Anyways, I thought, oh my God, this poor goat is going through this much pain. So I hurried up and got rid of the caustic paste. Well, then I called the vet and he goes, yeah, I can take those off. And he says, but I recommend not because they can get really bad infection or whatever. Because they take the horns off and they leave it open. And
Yeah, because their horn is hollow.
Yeah.
Horns are hollow.
And so anyways, I was like, all right, so then I just won't do it. Well, this caustic paste had eaten part of his horn. So the one horn was like facing outward. He had this crooked horn that was facing outward. This poor goat. Anyways, Rocky. So anyways, my brother-in-law would sit there and push on his horns trying to get him to fight with him, you know. And I was like, don't do that. I don't want him to learn that.
Right.
Because I don't want to be standing there and he come up and I'm bending over and he comes up and butts me, you know. Especially with that dangerous freaking horn sticking out.
They will. The worst is if they sideswipe you. If they, because they're right at knee height. You know, when they got their head down, they're right at the height of your knees. And if they hit you sideways, I mean, they'll dislocate your knee.
Yeah. Well, he was going to be like a 200 and some pound goat. He was a Toggenburg. So, yeah, I mean, I didn't need him butting people. He used to, that was my goat that I taught to do a obstacle course. He used to walk on two legs and he used to shake a hoof.
Oh, God.
He's the one I used to walk up on the highway because I was training him to pull a cart up at the steam show, and I wanted him to get used to noise. And so I used to my daughter used to drive us up to the highway, and I'd walk along the highway with him with a leash, and then she'd come pick us up after we were done. And her friends are like, her friend one time calls her, she goes, is that your mom I see walking a goat?
Oh my God.
Brandy's like, oh my God, Mommy, you gotta quit walking the goat on the highway. I was like, how else am I gonna get them used to noise? Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, we should probably actually talk about reselling instead of the agricultural hour.
Yeah.
The duck mafia.
How's those sales?
Oh, they were good yesterday, actually. It's been building. So I predict, we'll see. I think we're going to have a good weekend. We'll see.
Yeah.
Or I'll be wrong. But.
Well,
right now we're not in any.
Tuesday and Thursday were always my best days. So yesterday was a really good day.
Well, right now we're not in any financial crisis. So what we're going to do is take this extra money, go spend it on something we really don't need, and then later when we need money, then sales will plummet. That's usually what happens.
He's just being a smart ass.
We'll go buy a 4-wheeler and then be in trouble.
Yeah, my goat, I used to walk him like a dog too on a leash. Loved it.
There you go. It's back.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, I'm going to, honey, I got picked up last night. Will you be okay by yourself?
Because a goat can pull 1.5 times its weight. Back in the olden days, people used to buy goats if they couldn't afford horses. to pull their carts around, and then like rich people would buy goats to pull their kids around.
They show goats, and when they show goats, they have like pleasure driving where they hook them up to carts and they drive them, and get judged on their driving and stuff.
Yeah.
I had a friend that used to show a goat driving.
Oh my God, I cried for probably 2 weeks straight when my goat died. Because he was like one of my dogs. I mean, I'd go out there and I would brush him and everything and cut his hooves and he would sit by the fire with me. I taught him all them tricks. I mean, he was just like one of my dogs.
Nikki, when he passed, was he sick or anything, or did he just drop dead?
No, he got sick. Well, what happened was I bought another goat, a pygmy goat, from the feed store, one of the guys that works at the feed store. And I took his word that the goat was healthy. And my goat had never gotten sick ever. And all of a sudden, this goat was sick and ended up getting Rocky sick because the goat had died like, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks after I'd gotten it. And then all of a sudden, Rocky got sick and died.
What is the name of the guy at the feed store?
Oh, God. So this is a wild sick one, right? Or man?
The reason I asked was we had our goat died, but he was never sick or anything. He was just out. We let the horses in, and he was just by the round bale eating where he would eat every day with the other horses, and he was just passed. He was just dead.
No, they're really susceptible to pneumonia. That's usually what gets them.
And it was this winter, so maybe that's what it was.
I think he had a heart attack. He had a weight problem.
Yeah, he was very obese.
Because, like, the night before, he's chasing me around. I'm grading the horses. He's never acts sick. The morning that I turn him out, he eats, in the barn, then goes out with the horses, and I turn him out. And I'm doing the feeding, and I'm like, Jim, did you see the goat? He's like, oh, yeah, I was going to tell you about that later. I'm like, he's dead on the round bale. Anyway, I'm like, well, you think I wouldn't notice that I didn't have the goat following me around today or whatever? But anywho, he lived a good life.
Yeah.
I just never had a goat before, so I mean, most animals they start showing, infirmities of aging and stuff. They start slowing down or whatever. But this guy, he just seemed normal, and then boom, gone.
Yeah, that can happen. Mine went down fast. And didn't know he was sick. And yeah, I was down in the Twin Cities with my mother-in-law for her cancer treatments. I had to go down there for 3 days. She had to have radiation put up inside of her. And so I was down there for 3 days, and yeah, I got the call when I was down there that my goat died.
Wow.
Okay, we should probably really change the subject before we chase all of Valerie's viewers away.
Yeah.
So you want us to talk about the goat celebration of life ceremony and the buffet we had
let's just let it
afterwards?
go.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to chase like all of Valerie's eBay viewers, and they're going to be like, what the hell was that?
I'm okay, guys. I've got 2 electric heaters by me. I'm okay. And I got my sweatshirt on. I'm fine.
Yeah, you look like you're in an ice fishing hut all bundled up there. You know what you should do? You should be sitting there with a jig pole, you know what I mean?
Every once in a while you see it pop up.
Cut a hole in my floor. My husband will be like, what the hell? I'll be like, well, I felt like I was in an ice fishing shack.
It's too bad you don't have like a rubber fish or something. You can grab it and like act like it's fighting you in your hands. Oh, I got one.
A taxidermy. Send her that muskie you got hanging up. Whatever, you can pull it out of the hole. Oh, it's attacking. It's attacking.
Or go to the grocery store and get one pack of those smoked chubs.
Those
smoked whitefish. They come in a 3-pack.
Yeah, and they got like the dried up eyeballs.
I caught one.
Oh, it's a big one.
It's the 4-H hour. Philip Leitner said.
Or, yeah,
Mom said, my wife says I'm the only old goat she wants. I have to say though, I left my pop out in the back hallway. It's frozen. I got it sitting here by the heater.
Hey Nikki, that's what your thighs are for. Warm that pop up.
God. Hey, I never thought of that. No, just kidding.
Oh, God.
I gotta get a pop.
Go to the library.
I mean, I'm serious. If I leave to take the kid to school, I'm like, oh, I didn't grab a soda. Oh, here's one in a 12-pack in the car, but of course it's froze. So it isn't frozen solid, but it's bad enough where if you open it, it's gonna. So I put it in between my legs, and by the time I'm coming back from the school, it's usually warm enough I can open it.
I've had too many cases of soda explode, so I've learned my lesson.
Yeah. Yesterday, I had my pop out in the back hallway. Now, I always keep my, in the wintertime, I love keeping my pop in the back hallway. It gets it it gets it just as cold as fridge, if not colder. And then I don't waste a bunch of space in the refrigerator with pop. Well,
There you go.
anyways, I left a 12-pack back there yesterday, and last night, when I
Where are you
came
going?
home, there was a
Well,
big,
just a box.
there was a big,
Are you going
the,
arena?
the end of my 12-pack, it was a brand new 12-pack. The end of the 12-pack was wide open. I was like, what the heck? Well, here are 2 pops that exploded.
Oh gosh.
Oh, no.
Yeah, good thing it's diet pop. The pipes, I just run my water every hour and keep them fine. We'll get a furnace.
Get off of there, you little shitbird. Get going.
Plus it's February. We've only got, less than a month to go, and it's gonna be 30 degrees out.
Yeah, but that's something that you don't want to not get fixed right away. I mean, that's something that you're going to need.
Especially up here, because even in February we can still. I mean, normally we don't get a lot of below zero weather, but we still can.
Yeah.
Hey, the first year I moved up here, the month of February never got above 0. I remember that. And there's been a lot of Februarys where the whole month won't get above 0. And then you'll have 10, 20 below, and then the wind chill will be bad. Now, we haven't had winters like that in a while, but I mean, it's always a possibility.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. She said, my husband had soda bottles in his car and they exploded while we were driving. Scared the crap out of us, and what a mess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And my the front yesterday was pretty contained because it was in the 12-pack. So Queen City Picker, Tom says, another month and it will be 30 degrees. LOL.
Oh my gosh.
Hopefully.
It's the truth. My birthday's May 8th, and I can tell you a lot of May 8th, there's been still some snow on the ground.
My birthday's June 27th, and I've had snow on the ground on my birthday.
Yeah.
Not like a lot of snow, but like patches of. It was when I was a kid, so it was back when we used to get a lot of. Really a lot of snow.
Yeah.
But I remember there was a small amount of snowbanks.
Yeah. You'd have snowbanks, snow in the woods, frost in the ground where you can't dig a hole.
Yeah. I haven't seen that since I was a kid, but
yeah,
it only
when I first moved up here, it was like that.
Oh, in a few months it'll be 30. I'm not liking this. No, it's fine. I've got my oven on, and like I said, I got these 2 electric heaters, and I have 2 electric heaters I bought last night at the auction. So, if need be,
are they on too?
No, I don't have them on right now, but if I need to, I can. And if all else fails, I've got a salamander heater down in my basement. So,
right.
There you go.
That'll warm up.
Yeah,
the
that'll
floor.
heat it up.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I didn't wait long enough.
Oh man, Nikki, yeah, you gotta keep that thing in your thighs longer than that. It ain't like
That's what she said. That's what he said.
Nobody's thighs are that hot.
Jesus.
Oh, Dr. Connie still said 6 more weeks of winter.
Yep. 6 more
Bastard.
weeks.
It should match the soup stains.
Hey,
Yeah.
Nikki. Oh, jeez. Hey, Nikki, do you have a gas range or an electric range?
Hold on.
What?
Gas.
Oh, it's gas?
No, not gas. Electric.
Oh, it's self-cleaning?
Huh?
Is it self-cleaning? Does it have a clean cycle?
Yeah.
I would clean your oven today.
Yeah.
Because I think when it cleans it gets it up to around 500 degrees, and usually it makes your house really hot.
Yeah.
Good a day as any to clean it.
Sherry McDee says, "Ah, Nikki, you're killing me. Wrist wrap, no heat. It looks like a cute little babushka baby."
Oh God.
Oh my gosh.
The hedgehog, the groundhog. My pop often gets frozen when I leave it in the back hallway, though. That's why I leave it back there. I can always go to town and stay at my dad's, so I mean, yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah, but I know what you mean. I know what you mean watching the water.
Yeah. And I mean, I could just drain the lines and go to my dad's too. I mean, you know. But it also gives me another reason to stay home more. I have to watch my water. I can't leave.
Yeah. Yeah, I can tell you, our furnace is not stopping. It is just running and running and running.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of places are. I just want to leave here. If you want to leave there, don't come up here. Jesus Christ. Well,
Yeah.
at least wait till summertime. You'll get north of Iowa and you'll be like, screw this. I'm going back to Georgia.
Unless you're taking a job as the CEO of a multinational corporation, yeah, this is not a place you should move to.
Don't ever come up here till summertime. July and August are beautiful up here.
Yeah, I think we went to Michigan. We went up to Michigan in I think it was June or July, something like that.
Yeah.
It was really pretty.
Yeah.
Oh man, look at that. Oh,
That's gorgeous up here. The other day, me and my dad were sitting at the clinic, and they have these huge windows that overlook Lake Superior. And this one kid, he's older kid, probably 18, but anyways, he was walking and he goes, "Oh, I gotta get a picture of this. This is gorgeous." And so he went over to the window and took a picture of Lake Superior. It's like tourist.
Wow.
Yeah. Because the whole lake doesn't freeze, only part of it freezes.
Remember when they were doing that TV show about like those people that would be like on the Great Lakes running tugboats and stuff? And you had that one guy that was up in Duluth was on that show.
Yeah.
Do you remember that show? Anyway.
Yeah.
Where he would like start his boat up to break the ice in the harbor, so the shipments could come in and out.
Yeah.
I don't think that show made it, but
Carter,
anyway.
Nikki worked on that boat.
Yeah, it was Nikki's boat.
That guy's her cousin.
It was her cousin.
Yeah, it's gotta suck.
I crossed that bridge by Duluth. Oh.
Huh?
What'd you say? I crossed that bridge in Duluth. The one where you cross over whatever that is, that river or whatever. It's a long bridge. It's a huge bridge. I'm crossing it on a motorcycle going, I don't know, 45, 50 miles an hour. I mean, there was like 2 inches of water on the road. It was raining so hard. It's about 40 degrees. It's pouring rain. And I had one of those things we were talking about where you make a decision, either one thing's going to happen or something else is going to happen. I was there. Yeah. I'm either going to die on this bridge or I'm going to make it to the other side. Oh, man, the bike is sliding all over the place. Oh, man. It was like bumper to bumper. Everybody's driving bumper to bumper, but they're all driving like 45 miles an hour, so I got to keep up with them. I'm trying to keep that bike upright. Oh, man, it was bad.
Oh, boy.
That's why I think of Duluth. I always remember that special moment.
Well, you either
Yeah, they
went over the
predicted
block
it was like
bridge or the bong bridge.
it was 20% chance of rain, and the 20% happened because I drove there. It was clear sky until I got to Ashland. Then it started to sprinkle, and by the time I got to Duluth, it was like the worst rain I'd ever seen. It was just a downpour, and it's like 40 degrees on a bike when it's dry. As long as you're dressed for it, isn't too bad. But I don't care how you dress. When you're soaking wet, 40 degrees going 40 some miles an hour down the road, you're gonna be an icicle. It was cold. So
I
anyway. Well, I gotta go play with the cat out in the arena.
Oh, hey, you want to take those hats and put them in the hat box then? There's like a couple baseball hats, a couple winter hats over there.
Oh man, that cat's terrible. Now it's not even afraid of the dogs anymore. I used to bring a dog with me, so it would be afraid of the dog. It wouldn't bother me while I'm trying to get my stuff, but now it's like it's not really afraid of the dogs anymore, so I just have to pet it. So it just drives me nuts.
Tom said Jim needs his own camera. Jim has his own camera, but it's part of his charm that he's just a voice in the background. Like
because he has to wear his headphones, he would be wired. You know, he has to wear his wired headphones, and he's like walking around, like packing stuff, getting supplies. He's got to be able to move around.
And the
That's
sound
hard.
would be screwed up, but the two we're only like 8 feet away from each other.
Oh yeah.
He's like the voice of God, just there in the background.
Yeah.
There you go.
Watch the videos. I'm all over the videos. Subscribe to our video channel.
Yeah, watch the videos, and you can get all the Jim you want to ever see.
Are these
Yeah. Keep them in the hat box. Awesome.
I guarantee in 15 minutes you'll be all Jimmed out. You'll be like, oh, I'm so done with Jim for now.
That's enough of Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah, gone kaput. It was an old furnace. We knew we needed to replace it. It's our procrastination, our own fault. And this kind of stuff always happens when it's below zero.
Yeah, that's true.
Car always dies. Get a flat tire. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong when it's below zero.
Yeah.
Just a normal thing. But I mean, like last night I slept, I had the electric heater next to me, and I was covered up, me and the dog, and we were fine. Just, you just hate to, your furnaces are so expensive, you hate to go buy one before you need to, But about this time, I really miss having like a trailer house, because that's really small and easy to heat. Back when we lived in a trailer house, all you had to do was start up the dryer for a while and you heat up the house.
Yeah.
But I run my dryer too to keep the basement kind of warm. We ended up putting a new dryer downstairs, so.
Yeah, I think when we put our furnace in, when ours, bit the dust, I think it was like, it was like $38,000 or $4,000. I mean, it's not cheap.
No, it's not cheap. It'll all be okay. We'll live. And I've got plenty of family around to stay at if I had to. I don't think a furnace is that expensive, is it?
I think I know. I think when we put ours in, I want to say, by the time they install it and everything, and we even got rid of the old furnace, so we didn't have to pay the guy to take the old furnace away. I want to say it was at least $3,500.
Well, my husband can install it himself.
That's true. I mean, this is a furnace
Okay.
person installing it, so
Thanks, Mother's mustache. I'm fine though. I'm okay.
I had a couple boiler furnaces. I'd have given them to you, but I got rid of them this summer.
Yeah, I could always
They
call
were
up
good
Dusty.
working ones.
I could call up Dusty. He's got that mobile home furnace.
Oh, there you go. A little bit of a haul to get it. Oh, I did have. They were those hydronic for boilers that you put in your basement, and then But do you have like the pipes that run through your house, or does yours like convert it to forced air?
Well, mine's a forced air furnace.
Oh, okay.
Because I have a wood-side wood boiler that the water goes through the pipe into the house.
Yeah.
The hot water, and then
Yeah.
and then the heat gets blown that way.
Yeah.
Which that's another thing. I'm kind of worried that those pipes are going to be frozen underground. But
well, they usually put antifreeze in them though. Yeah, there's a certain amount of antifreeze in those.
Yeah.
Because that house we caretake for has hydronic heat. It's run by propane, but it's hydronic. But there's that's got antifreeze in those pipes. Jim would know more about it.
I've got the wood boiler still burning wood, so it's heating up the water. So I'm hoping it won't freeze. Great Lakes said, "You're scaring me, Tara. My quote was $1,800 when they fixed it last time."
Oh gosh.
No, maybe they were more expensive in my area though.
Maybe.
That was buying a new furnace, disconnecting the other furnace, and then putting the new furnace in. I want to say it was like $3,500.
Mm. Well, then I walked into the auction last night, and they have like 10 furnaces, Carrier furnaces sitting there. And I was like, oh my God. And Carrier furnaces, I mean, they're they're the best, probably the best furnaces you can buy. And they're really easy to fix. But my husband was like, well, I don't know. They took off on every furnace some of the tags were ripped off, so he was kind of concerned about that. But I don't want to put a used furnace in anyways.
Cat was waiting for me. He was up on top of its house.
Oh boy.
I was gonna be able to sneak in along set the boats. How long are you supposed to give her that warmer?
Oh, I don't know. I'd give it to her for a week or so. I think there's instructions on the back of it.
Sorry, Gary called. Gary called and
Jim,
asked
how
me
much did it cost us that time we put the furnace in? Was it $3,500 or am I nuts?
I think it was supposed to be 3,500, but I think they got down to like 28 or something.
Okay, 28. I was wrong. It was supposed to be, but then they negotiated it down or something.
Actually, though, they had a used one that I could have got for 1,500. Sometimes don't hurt to ask.
Yeah.
But they weren't far enough apart where I thought it was worth it. But
Well, like
what
I
is
said,
wrong with it?
Gary can install it himself. I don't know.
All right. So is it the heat exchanger?
I have no clue.
Oh. Because that's usually what kills them. I mean, it's a main component. So it's like an engine in a car. You know, if the heat exchanger's gone, they're done.
Yeah.
Whatever. Well, obviously, I'm sure Gary knows when he looked at it.
I don't know. He just told me it's not worth fixing. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and they don't make them like they used to. I mean, those old-timey furnaces, those things that last like 50 years. The new ones, I mean, they really don't make them to last. I mean, you're lucky if you get 10 years out of them, these new ones.
Yeah.
They make the metal is super thin. I mean, they don't weigh nothing because they're made out of nothing, you know. So they're not really they don't build them like they used to for sure. They're a lot more efficient, and the technology's gotten better. But the materials they use in them are junk. It's all plastic and paper thin metal.
Hey, Willow, did you come up from under the blanket? She's been cuddled up under my blanket, under my comforter. You were sleeping the sound. I tried to call you over here when Mabel was looking for dogs. Oh, now she's gonna come over and sit by my heater. She will, when the heat's on, she will sit by the heater, by the vents, and sit there. And she gets just hot, and I'm like, ain't that burning your skin? But she just loves it.
I had a lab fall asleep next to a gas heater. Got his butt so hot that he burned himself under the fur, and he had a big clump of fur fall off where
Oh no!
someone's butt hair fell off. So it took him like I don't know a year for it to grow back.
Oh, poor guy.
I'm like, how stupid can you be? I'm like, why would you fall asleep in front of a gas? It was a gas space heater in my living room at the house I had before. How can you be so stupid? You know.
When I first met Jim, he had this lab, Pepper, and he was kind of getting old and like senile or whatever. Anyway, it was Pepper.
Everybody's talking about how funny Mabel was.
Oh my God, in that video, yeah. Like if I'm watching TV, because I like to watch Vikings. So I'll sit on the couch and watch a Vikings. She sits next to me. You know, you think like dogs, you know, they like lose interest with the TV. Not Mabel. She intensely watches it. And if she sees something like a horse, a goat, any kind of animal running around, I mean, then she's like,
Yeah, which on Vikings is all the time.
They had a thing because they were in the desert this season, so they like had camels. I mean, she's just flips her lid over that kind of stuff.
Or if a human pushes another person, you know, if a person pushes or something or gets aggressive, she freaks out.
I might. Valerie, you're awfully quiet today.
Yeah.
Oh, my little widow. Hi, baby girl. Dad's not home, so she's moving with me. When Daddy's not home, you actually like me, right? Yeah. Lana, I have to sort through a bunch of clothes. Oh boy. My listing goal is always 20 a day, but I usually don't hit it. Today I have to go to town early to bring my husband lunch, so I probably won't hit it either.
Yeah, I try for 20 a day. I got to get on it today.
Well, when I get home, I should be able to at least get 10 in, I think. I gotta look and see if I absolutely have to ship anything today.
Did you send your package with them?
No, I have to go to town.
Oh, okay. All right, Hank. You have a good day.
Bye, Hank. I'm gonna get a ding for one package yesterday. I forgot it. I hate when I do that. Oh no, all these are shipped by
Easy.
February 5th.
Oh my God.
Easy.
Oh, I can imagine.
Easy.
Oh God, look at her face. She's ready. She can't even take it anymore.
Mabel just sat up out of a dead sleep because I'm like, oh my gosh, is Mabel here now? I turn around, she's in a dead sleep, but she's sitting up like one of those meerkats, and her eyes are like saucers.
Mabel! Maybelline!
Nothing has to be shipped for the 5th.
Come here. It's like, I'm going to check.
But you must have 2-day handling.
I do.
There you go.
Oh.
Rock
I
on.
sold 5 things yesterday. Let's see.
Awesome.
45. I sold $130 worth of stuff. $150 worth of stuff yesterday.
And you have how much? How big is your store? How much is in your inventory?
What?
I mean, about how many items?
100 and
Round numbers.
118.
So under 2. All right. So I mean, hey, that's pretty good. I mean, for that size inventory, that's kicking butt.
Yeah. 111. Excuse me.
Yeah. No, for 111 list, that is very good.
Yeah, that was really good. I was pretty excited. And especially the last couple days, I really haven't been listening that much with my dad.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good. But I was
Is he
hoping
coming home today? Is he coming home today or not yet?
I don't know. I hope so.
Yeah.
He probably will.
I always say, don't give me him until he's ready. I don't want him back and then have to bring him right back again. So make sure whatever you guys are doing, make sure it's done right. Doesn't always work that way.
If I suggest anything other than going home, he would be really pissed.
Uh-oh, one of those guys.
Yeah, Norbert was like that too.
Not me. I don't care if I have to watch a view. I'll stay in there.
Oh my God. No, he was right. When last time I was in the hospital is when I had Brandon. So, because I had Brandon like early Saturday morning, like wee hours of the morning. So then they keep you in the hospital for the weekend. So it's Monday. I get to go home. I'm sitting there in my hospital bed waiting for Jim to come get me. And the view is on TV. He walks in the room. He goes, looks at TV. He's like, I got to get you out of here. You're losing your mind because you're watching the view now.
No, he's over by the
Bye, Queen City Picker.
Bye, Tom.
Have a great day.
Thank you, Tom. My dad, the social worker, came in yesterday and was telling him, well, we think you should probably go to a nursing home for a rehab. He goes, absolutely not.
Oh,
He's
boy.
like, get the hell out of my room. And she's like, well, you should probably go for rehab to get your strength back and blah, blah, blah. He goes, listen. He says, I have an attached garage that I can drive into. I have a ramp in that garage, a handicap ramp. He says, I've got many walkers, wheelchairs. He says, I've got bars in the bathroom and in the shower. He says, I've got bar by my bed in case I have a hard time getting up. He said, I've got a nephew or a grandson down the road. He says, my kids are close. He goes, I do not need, he says, and I've got security cameras in my house where my kids can keep an eye on me. He says, I do not need to go to the nursing home. She goes, oh, you're so set up. That's great. And she's like, but don't you think you could really use some rehab to get to? He said, no, I don't need any rehab. Any rehab I need, I can do it at home. He said, I have an exercise bike. I can clean the clothes off of it. Use it if I need to.
You know why they do that though? You know why they do that? They want to make sure that he's not getting senile. That's like a whole thing where they're judging your reactions and everything to make sure because you're an older person now that lives on your own. They're making sure that you're not getting like slipping or having like senility problems because they did the same thing with my uncle too.
Yeah. He's like,
they'll
no,
like read a story to you and then they ask you a series of questions about the story so that they can see if you can answer those questions back and stuff.
Yeah. Well, don't you think you'll need, because he's got to have the PP tube again. So she's like, well, don't you think you need help with that, with the tube and with the catheter? And he's like, no, I did it fine the last time. I can do it fine this time.
Yeah.
So I don't need anybody's help with that. Says there's nothing to it.
Well, and they could, like, when he goes home, I mean, he could do something like have a nurse come in for a couple weeks just to make sure that he's doing all right or the catheter's okay or stuff like that. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean he has to go to a rehabilitation center. I mean, they could have, like a visiting nurse come in.
That sounds like what they want.
I think they just get a goddamn kickback. The more people that they send in there. He's going to be 75 in May.
Yeah, they only get when they send you into rehab for the nursing home, you have to qualify for the rehab and you only get, I think it's 120 or 150 days.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad will be 75 in May. He still has a job. He works 2 days a week down at the job service, teaching people how to get jobs and using the computers and stuff. So he's got a nice little cushy job to do. And he was working all week, but then he decided to go down to 2 days a week. And then in July, he said he's actually going to retire now. So.
Well, get him on selling on eBay now in his retirement.
That's what I tell him. I said, well, when you retire, does that mean you're going to become my shipping manager? He goes, like hell. Yeah, and he's got this stair, one of those stair gliders to go down the basement to do his laundry, and so, and he's got his shop downstairs, so he can ride that glider up and down the stairs if he needs to. Yeah, he's all set up. He's good. And I've always told him, if nothing else, I can always shut my house down and come and stay with him and make sure he's okay, My husband can go stay with him or whatever. So we got a big family. He'll be taken care of if he needs to be. The only time I would ever put somebody in a nursing home, we had to do it with my mother-in-law, was because she was in a wheelchair, but she couldn't move herself at all. I mean, she had to be completely lifted, hoyered up and over and everything. So we couldn't do anything on her own. So I had to have her in a nursing home because there was no.
My mom did the rehab in a nursing home. They have the rehabilitation facility. She had her leg, taken off, and she would tell you today. I mean, because I felt bad. She's like, that was the best thing ever. She goes, because I got the intensive rehabilitation to get it where I could walk again, and you get all that occupational therapy and stuff like that.
And my dad was supposed to have his knees done this winter, and he was going to do that with that because his girlfriend, well, friend, used to be his girlfriend, but not anymore. He said she was too fast for him. Anyways, she she went and had her knees done, and she went into the nursing home for rehabilitation, and she said it was wonderful, and really helped her stay on her feet faster, you know. And so yeah, he said he was going to do that. He would be fine with that. But
I think honestly, like with my mom, who she had to learn to walk with an artificial leg and stuff. I will say the therapy she got there in that program would have been better than having to go to the hospital therapy or have a therapist come in, because they make you do the therapy work so many hours a day and stuff like that, and it really drives you that this is what I have to do so I can get out of here.
yeah, exactly. As long as you're in a good one, because my sister went into the nursing home for rehab, and she went in there and she could walk, but she went in there for rehab after she had surgery on her feet done, and she never walked again after that. So, and she was only
the one
40.
my mom was at was pretty good. I mean, it was a pretty good
And
one.
it was more like a hospital. It wasn't much like, it wasn't really going to remind you of a wacky nursing home.
Yeah. Well, my sister was at a good nursing home at first for rehab, but she wanted to smoke, and they wouldn't allow smoking on their premises.
What? Oh boy.
Yeah. So she wanted to move to the bad nursing home that allowed smoking on the premises. And so she never walked again.
Well, now see, there would be a part. Was it worth it to stay smoking that you couldn't be rehabilitated to walk anymore, but you get to still smoke cigarettes?
You're hanging out with the nurses' aides, having a butt. Hey, we're gonna do this walking thing today. We can push that off till tomorrow.
Well, the thing was that she was terminally ill. I mean, that was the only thing that hadn't been taken from her. So it's like, let her smoke. Smoking is not what's going to kill her. So let her smoke.
Have a couple smokes, have a Jack and Coke, and you're good to go.
She had kidney issues, heart problems, all the complications from diabetes. And then she went into the nursing home because she had veins redone or whatever, because she didn't have no circulation, and that was when she never walked again. Well, then she ended up in the intensive care unit, and that was when they found out that they had to cut off one of her legs. Well, she was all loopy and out of her mind, so I had to sign the paper to have her leg cut off. I was like, oh man, when she comes to, she's gonna kill me.
Well, there's no choice. I mean, because I know, like my mom, she got that septic infection. I mean, when they get that, I mean, they are loopy. I would always say, well, I could tell she's got an infection because she's not acting right in the head. They act just kind of real loopy,
Well, they weren't. She wasn't smoking inside, but they wouldn't let her smoke outside either. She wasn't smoking inside, but yeah,
if you got them.
Well,
yeah, and then she ended up getting her one leg taken off, and then they found out that they were going to have to take off the other leg and then half her butt. Well, then she finally stopped being loopy. Like, it was so weird because me and my dad were like, we don't want to sign papers for her to go into hospice or anything because we didn't want to kill her, And it was like when that decision had to be made, she like came to herself, got her mind back. And I mean, because she was seeing things running through the hospital and stuff like that. I mean, she was really out of it. Well, then it was like in that moment when she had to make that decision to go on to hospice, she came to, and she made her decision to go into hospice. She signed all her papers and everything, and then like the day later, she went out of her mind again. Not herself again. Yeah, it was really weird.
I call it the moment of clarity.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, like subconsciously they know something's going on, and they'll have like this very like moment of clarity where they're trying to plan out, the next steps that have to be taken, and then they'll slip back into being like out of it.
Yeah. But she was. We're all sitting there, all sad. You know, she signed the papers for hospice, and we were all kind of sitting there, kind of sad. And she goes, "Well, if there's, because she would have in hospice, they take you off of dialysis, and then if they
Yeah.
take you off of dialysis, you're dead within a 2 or 3 day period, probably.
Yeah.
Anyways, usually." And she goes, "Well, if there's any questions you need to ask me now." And I just kind of looked up at her and I said, "The only question I have is, where'd you hide the money?" She goes, "You asshole." But it was like, what else do you do? You know, I mean, you're all sad and everything. And it's like, well, guess we got to have some humor, you know?
What
Yeah.
are you doing?
I'm just trying to get on. You're like,
Well, can't you
move
go
on.
do
I'm
something
putting
somewhere
the make
else?
on, yeah. I'm
Well,
putting
can't
the
you go do
moves.
it somewhere else?
Oh,
Trying to
Mama left already for his. Hi, Hank.
I did it on the wrong computer.
It's all right, Karen and Hank. She's better off. She was suffering bad with her health. So it was almost a thankful thing. You're almost thankful to see her go.
Yeah, once you're getting X's on the calendar for what day they're going to amputate this, and the next, 2 weeks later they're going to amputate something else. Maybe, sometimes it's time to meet your maker.
Yeah. Sometimes diabetes, I mean, they just sit and chop stuff off, you know. And but some people go their whole lives without having problems like that. So, you know, I mean, it could go either way for you.
Well, what you're saying about nursing homes getting better too, it is because they're using nursing homes for a lot of physical therapy and stuff like that. You are getting a lot of younger people in the nursing home, so it's almost like a long-term care hospital. It's not really like what you would consider like in the old days was this. Basically, it was like a hospice, old folks hospice kind of thing. You had people pushing walkers that looked like they were 106 or whatever. And it's not all like, I mean, there's still people like that, but it's a mix, which is good because I don't think old people should be shuffled off somewhere where they're isolated,
No.
I would not like. I mean, I don't want to be put in some place where everybody else is drooling, or I don't, I think you should have a mixture, so people have, like more normal,
Yep.
and they have a lot more activities now and stuff, so that's good. They're not treating the people like vegetables, it seems like they treat them more like people now.
He said her mom brought some crunchy vegetables over, saying, "Well, maybe you'll all eat these because they're awful." Alrighty then. I know I got 2 sweet potatoes in the fridge I gotta eat up. I love sweet potatoes.
Somebody posted on one of the groups about selling expired candy, and I was gonna put something on there by that. They might take it the wrong way. But when they put that, it reminded me of my grandma. When I go to my grandma's house, she'd always be like, "Oh yeah, oh Jimmy, here's some candy." She'd have these candy dishes. I don't know where she got this candy from or what century, but I remember you couldn't get the cellophane off it. It was so sticky in the wrapper. I mean, when you taste it, just didn't taste like regular candy. Something tasted a bit off. She'd always be pushing that old candy on you. It's just when I saw, because I think Eric commented on it. He said, well, the Best Buy is not an expiration date. It's just when the flavor is supposed to be Best Buy. But she was afraid she don't want to sell it and have it be expired. Just made me think of my grandma. And that old candy.
I was sitting there in my dad's hospital room yesterday. He was by the nurse's station, so I was sitting there just people watching. I just loved it. Fun to sit and watch people watch. That's one of my favorite things to do. Well, I'm gonna have to get off. I'm gonna have to get off here. I gotta go bring my husband lunch.
Okay.
All right.
I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. So I
Hey,
hope
Nikki. When
everybody
Nikki
has a
brings
great
it to
day.
lunch, tell him bring you a furnace.
Yeah.
Sorry, Valerie.
No, it's fine. I hope everybody has a great day and get some listing done and make some money.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
We'll see y'all later.
See ya.